What if the reason you hate hard things isn't because you're lazy, or because you lack willpower, or because you're just not cut out for them? What if it's something much deeper, something wired into your brain by the world you live in? When was the last time you truly challenged yourself, and how did it make you feel inside? Think about it for a second. Every time you're faced with a challenge, whether it's starting a new project, learning a tough skill, or even just getting out of bed on a cold morning, your mind instantly looks for a way out. Why do you think that is? It's not just you, it's all of us. We live in a world obsessed with easy, one-click purchases, instant information at your fingertips, microwave meals that are ready in seconds, food delivered to your door with just a tap. Have you ever stopped to wonder, how much comfort is too much? Everything is designed to be as effortless as possible. But here's the catch. The more we surround ourselves with easy options, the harder the hard things start to feel. Can you remember a time when something that used to be simple suddenly felt impossible? It's like our tolerance for discomfort shrinks, and suddenly, even small challenges seem overwhelming. The truth is, your brain is constantly searching for dopamine, that feel-good chemical that rewards you for doing things that are pleasurable or satisfying. What are the little things you reach for when you want to feel good, even for just a moment? And every time you choose the easy path, whether it's junk food over a healthy meal or scrolling social media instead of working on your goals, your brain gets a quick hit of dopamine. How often do you trade your dreams for a moment of comfort? It feels good, so you do it again and again. Over time, this cycle rewires your brain. It makes you crave those easy, instant rewards, even if they're not actually good for you in the long run. Have you ever wondered why breaking free feels so hard? The more you give in, the more your brain expects it. Hard things start to feel not just difficult, but almost impossible. But here's the good news. Your brain is incredibly adaptable. What if you could teach yourself to crave challenge, to find joy in the struggle? Just like it learned to crave easy things, it can learn to love hard things again. It starts with small steps, choosing the challenging path even when it feels uncomfortable. Each time you do, you're teaching your brain that effort and persistence are rewarding too. You can break free from the easy trap. What would your life look like if you stopped running from discomfort and started embracing it? You can retrain your mind to embrace challenges, to find meaning in effort, and to unlock a life filled with purpose and real satisfaction. The journey won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. Are you ready to take the first step? Let's do this, together. Dopamine is your brain's motivation molecule. But have you ever wondered why it feels so hard to stay motivated these days? It's what pushes you towards pleasure and away from pain. When was the last time you reached for your phone or a snack without even thinking? Back in the day, dopamine helped us survive. Finding food or shelter released dopamine, rewarding those behaviors and ensuring we'd repeat them. Can you imagine if every notification or treat felt as important as finding food in the wild? But today, our world is just flooded with dopamine triggers that have nothing to do with survival. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by all the things fighting for your attention? Junk food, social media, video games? They all hijack our dopamine system, releasing a flood of pleasure chemicals that leave us craving more. Are you stuck in a loop of chasing quick hits of pleasure, but feeling less satisfied? This constant bombardment of dopamine creates a dangerous cycle. What is it costing you to always give in to these temptations? The more we give in to instant gratification, the more our brains become wired to seek it out, making it harder and harder to find motivation for anything that requires effort. So, how do we break free? The problem with easy is that it weakens our resilience. When everything we want is just a click, a swipe, or a tap away, we start to lose touch with the value of patience and persistence. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, so when the option for instant comfort is always available, it's only natural that we gravitate toward it. But over time, this habit chips away at our ability to handle challenges. When we constantly choose the path of least resistance, our brains get used to instant gratification. We start to expect rewards without putting in much effort, and anything that requires patience or hard work feels unnecessarily difficult. Ask yourself, how often do you reach for the easiest option, even when you know it won't help you grow? The more we opt for shortcuts, the more our tolerance for discomfort shrinks. We become accustomed to getting our dopamine fix quickly and easily. Whether it's a sugary snack, a new notification, or the next level in a video game, these quick hits of pleasure train our brains to crave more of the same. Do you notice yourself reaching for your phone or a snack the moment you feel bored or uncomfortable? The anticipation of a reward becomes almost as satisfying as the reward itself, and we start to chase that feeling over and over. This creates a vicious cycle. The more we indulge in these easy pleasures, the more we reinforce the habit. Our brains become like hamsters on a wheel, constantly seeking the next quick fix, never satisfied for long. When was the last time you resisted the urge for instant pleasure and sat with discomfort instead? The more we indulge in easy rewards, the less tolerant we become of discomfort, effort, or delayed gratification. Tasks that require focus, discipline, or sustained effort start to feel overwhelming. Have you ever quit something challenging simply because it didn't feel good right away? We might give up on reading a challenging book, quit a workout halfway through, or avoid difficult assignments altogether. Hard things start to feel impossible, not because they actually are, but because our brains haven't been trained to handle the temporary discomfort of the climb. We see the mountain ahead and hesitate, doubting our ability to reach the top, simply because we're not used to pushing through the tough moments. What mountains in your life have you avoided because they seemed too hard at first glance? Think about it. Scrolling through social media, binge-watching TV, or indulging in sugary snacks all provide immediate hits of dopamine. These activities are designed to be easy and rewarding, requiring almost no effort from us. They're always available, always tempting, and always ready to distract us from anything that feels like work. How much time do you spend on these activities each day, and what are they keeping you from achieving? But what if we started to choose differently? What if, instead of reaching for the easiest option, we practice sitting with discomfort, even for a few minutes? Imagine how your life might change if you found satisfaction in effort and pride in persistence. Over time, we could retrain our brains to find satisfaction in effort, to appreciate the slow build of progress, and to value the rewards that come from persistence. Remember, all easy rewards come at a cost. They might feel good in the moment, but they often leave us feeling empty or regretful afterward. How often do you regret choosing comfort over growth? The time we spend chasing quick pleasures is time we could have invested in something meaningful. They rewire our brains, making us crave more of the same, while simultaneously weakening our ability to delay gratification and pursue activities that require effort and discipline. Are you willing to break the cycle and embrace the grind, even when it feels uncomfortable? The more we give in to instant gratification, the harder it becomes to embrace the grind, the slow, sometimes uncomfortable process that leads to real growth and achievement. If we want to build resilience and truly enjoy the rewards of our hard work, we have to be willing to step away from the easy path and embrace the challenge. Don't worry, a dopamine detox isn't about depriving yourself completely. It's not some extreme challenge where you have to cut out all the things you love or force yourself into boredom. Instead, it's a mindful approach to understanding how your brain reacts to constant stimulation and how you can regain control over your habits and impulses. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to truly be in control of your cravings and distractions? Think of it as strategically hitting the reset button on your brain's reward system. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure, but in today's world, we're surrounded by endless sources of instant gratification: social media, junk food, video games, and more. Over time, this can make it harder to enjoy simple, everyday pleasures. When was the last time you felt real joy from something simple, without needing a screen or a snack? A dopamine detox is about breaking the cycle of chasing those quick, easy rewards. It's about retraining your brain to find real satisfaction in the process of working towards something meaningful, like learning a new skill, finishing a project, or simply being present in the moment. When you step away from constant stimulation, you give yourself space to rediscover what truly makes you happy. What could you accomplish if you weren't constantly pulled away by distractions? Think of it like a palate cleanser for your brain. Just as a chef might cleanse their palate between courses to better appreciate new flavors, a dopamine detox helps you reset your senses so you can enjoy life's natural highs again. By temporarily reducing your exposure to those quick dopamine hits, you give your brain a chance to reset and become more sensitive to the natural rewards that come from hard work, creativity, and delayed gratification. This means that over time, you'll start to notice and appreciate the little things again, like the feeling of fresh air, a good conversation, or the satisfaction of completing a task. Can you imagine how different your days might feel if you started to truly notice and enjoy these moments? During a dopamine detox, you consciously choose to abstain from activities that trigger those dopamine surges. This isn't about punishing yourself, but about giving your mind a break from overstimulation so it can recharge and refocus. This might include limiting social media, turning off notifications, or even deleting certain apps for a while. You might be surprised at how much more time and mental energy you have when you're not constantly checking your phone. What would you do with all that extra time and focus? It could also mean taking a break from video games or other digital distractions that tend to pull you in for hours at a time. Instead, you can use that time to reconnect with hobbies, spend time outdoors, or simply relax without screens. Are you curious what you might rediscover about yourself when you unplug? Or maybe it's about cutting back on sugary snacks and processed foods and choosing healthier options that nourish your body and mind. These small changes can have a big impact on your overall well-being. Remember, a dopamine detox isn't one size fits all. It's about finding a balance that works for you, one that helps you feel more focused, more present, and more in tune with what truly brings you joy. So, are you ready to challenge yourself and see what a dopamine detox could do for your life? If what you've heard so far is opening your eyes, imagine how your life could transform if you actually start putting these ideas into action. Hit subscribe now to continue this journey of personal growth, and drop a comment below. What is the first habit you want to change? I'll be reading them. One of the most powerful ways to retrain your brain is to master the art of delayed gratification. When was the last time you resisted something tempting, just to see what you were truly capable of? Remember, your brain loves to predict rewards. What future reward are you looking forward to right now? When you anticipate something good is coming, your brain releases dopamine. Can you feel that spark of excitement when you imagine what's ahead? Think about how excited you get planning a vacation. What's the next adventure you're dreaming about? The anticipation, the planning, the packing, all of it releases dopamine, making the actual trip even more enjoyable. How can you bring that same sense of anticipation to your everyday goals? You can use this same principle to make hard things feel easier. What challenge could you transform by focusing on the excitement of what's possible? Instead of focusing on the immediate discomfort of a challenging task, shift your focus to the positive outcome you're working towards. What would it feel like to finally reach that finish line? Visualize yourself achieving your goal and allow yourself to feel the excitement and satisfaction that comes with it. Are you ready to let anticipation fuel your journey? Remember, you don't have to climb Mount Everest on day one. Start small. What's one tiny step you could take today toward your biggest goal? Break down your big goals into smaller, more manageable steps. Have you ever tried breaking a challenge into bite-sized pieces? How did it feel? Each step completed is a victory. When was the last time you celebrated a small win? Each step releases dopamine, reinforcing the positive cycle of effort and reward. Can you remember a moment when a small achievement made you feel proud? One powerful technique is habit stacking. What daily habit could you pair with a new goal? Attach a new challenging habit to an existing one. For example, after I brush my teeth, I will meditate for 5 minutes. What's a simple routine you could build on? By linking the new habit to an established routine, you make it easier to stick with it. Celebrate those small wins. How do you reward yourself for sticking to a new habit? Acknowledge your progress, no matter how small it may seem. What's one small success you can recognize right now? These small victories add up over time, fueling your motivation and propelling you closer to your larger goals. Imagine where you could be if you celebrated every tiny win along the way. Discipline. The word itself can feel restrictive. But ask yourself, what if the real prison is a life without discipline? Here's the truth. Discipline is the key to unlocking true freedom. What could you achieve if you set yourself free from your own limitations? When you cultivate discipline, you empower yourself to make choices that align with your values and goals, even when they're hard. Are you willing to choose what's right over what's easy? The freedom to achieve your dreams. What would your life look like if you truly committed to them? To live a life of purpose and meaning. Can you imagine the possibilities if you chose discipline every day? And that freedom is born from discipline. What's holding you back from unlocking your own potential? From the willingness to embrace the hard things that lead to growth and fulfillment. Discipline isn't about deprivation. What could you become if you embraced the challenge? It's about making conscious choices that move you towards your desired outcomes. Are you ready to choose your future over your comfort? It's about choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term gratification. So, what will you choose? If you want to live a life that truly lights you up, ask yourself, when was the last time you did something that scared you, even just a little? You have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone. What's one thing you've always wanted to try, but held back because it felt uncomfortable? Growth, progress, and transformation all happen outside of that comfortable bubble. Are you willing to risk feeling awkward or uncertain to become the person you want to be? Embrace the discomfort that comes with learning something new. What's stopping you from taking that first step today? Whether you're challenging yourself physically or mentally, or facing your fears, what's one challenge you can take on this week? That discomfort is a sign that you're growing. Can you recognize those moments and lean into them instead of pulling away? Every time you push past your perceived limitations, you prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. Remember, you are capable of so much more than you realize. What would your life look like if you stopped letting fear hold you back? You have the power to rewire your brain. Are you ready to choose growth over comfort? You can break free from the easy trap. What's one habit you can change today to move closer to your goals? You have the power to create a life that is truly extraordinary. Will you take the leap? It all starts with a single step outside of your comfort zone. What will your first step be? Now it's your turn. What is one hard thing you've been avoiding? What is one goal you've been putting off because it feels too difficult or uncomfortable? Choose one thing, write it down, and then commit to taking one small step towards it today. Remember, growth begins the moment comfort ends. What are you waiting for? Will you let today be the day you choose courage over comfort? If you're ready to say yes to change, don't stop here. Watch the next video I've prepared to help you turn every challenge into a victory. And remember, the real power is already inside you. Now is the time to awaken it. Hit subscribe and join others who, like you, are choosing to become extraordinary.